There are times when I'm absolutely confused how a game idea came about. And this game, Pig Eat Ball, has left me wondering just how they came to the conclusion that a pig princess should enter a tournament where you need to eat tennis balls. Seriously, in what world does this make sense? So if it's one thing the game has going for it, it's the unique premise. However, the part that sticks in my mind the most is just how front and center puking is to the game. It's an odd choice considering most people find it disgusting, and they sure did work to make it absolutely vile. Every time something is coated in the green goop, I feel slightly repulsed. Although it is amusing how you can puke on a bug and they have to wipe it off. And they deserve it. I'm not really a fan of bugs. So you've entered this tournament. You must visit clams and play through their 3 levels to be rewarded with a pearl. While there are all kinds of different mechanics in the game, the goal is always the same. Eat all the tennis balls. It can get a little repetitive, even though the numerous mechanics keep it from getting boring. Stuff like conveyor belts moving the balls, enemies chasing you, and areas that balls can pass through but you cannot. They definitely made it a point to mix it up as much as possible. I respect that, but I'm not all that interested in seeing what's next. It almost feels like they wanted to say they had so many levels and stretched their creativity too far. There's too many filler levels that simply have you eating the tennis balls for the hell of it without being challenging. There are moments of cleverness though. For example, one of the more unique levels has you racing bugs to create a sandwich by grabbing bread, lettuce, cheese, and bacon, then placing it on a plate. I really want more levels as interesting as this one. The Puking Mechanic is more than just something to discuss. It works like this. If you take damage with tennis balls in your stomach, a counter starts. And when it reaches 0, you puke them all up. Also, you can puke whenever you want, which can come in handy when you're stuck trying to get through a tight part of the game since you get fatter the more tennis balls are in your stomach. On one hand, this is a really unique game element. I haven't seen it anywhere else, but it's severely underutilized. There's not enough puzzle levels included that force you to relieve yourself of the balls. I was also hoping for something more advanced than trying to get through a tight space. Also, if you take damage, you'll have to spend time chasing the balls you puke up. This can quickly be remedied by restarting the level and trying again. The levels are so short, it's usually much faster and erases your mistake. Pig Eat Ball tries to give you some freedom in completing the levels with disguises. It's a wearable item that will change your stats. For example, give you more hit points or more ball sucking power, yet it's a mechanic you can ignore unless you're trying to top the leaderboards. Another great part of Pig Eat Ball are the bosses. This accordion boss actually makes music, if you can call it that, while he moves around the level. To put the player in a situation where it's a big level and the main focus is all about the boss feels great. It plays so good. The way the game controls is perfect for this situation. Also, the design of the boss is awesome. A musical instrument that actually plays sounds, it's super smart, and I was surprised when I got here. You know what though? The controls are another problem with the game. It's trying to do too much with too little. The game requires precision to move through the normal maze-like levels, but doesn't give it to you through the mouse, the main control scheme. In those instances, you'll have to switch to the keyboard to move slowly in perfectly straight lines. However, using the keyboard can get confusing and you'll end up fighting the controls. For some reason in my brain, trying to switch back to the mouse controls after using the keyboard is painful. I end up trying to use both at the same time and it doesn't work, obviously. Do note that it's not super hardcore. Mommy's Best Games took care to make just finishing the levels rewarding without any objectives to hold you back. It's a trend I appreciate. Leave the option for people to push themselves, but don't force it on me. overall, while Pig Eat Ball stumbles in a few places, it's generally a good game. I love when the game takes risks and deviates from the normal levels, but they're just so far apart. I get a bit bored between. It's not like playing these levels is progressing a story. Trying to lengthen a game by putting more filler levels in doesn't work. The mechanic cannot hold up for 8 hours. Nevertheless, the unique nature of the game really makes it stand out against a dreary sea of other indies. Puking. Who would have thought?